In front of more than 500,000 people, the most terrible, heartless, and degrading act of small-time financial retaliation in hip-hop history just occurred in real time. 50 Cent did not simply make another online joke amid a complete disaster that has officially thrown the Maybach Group business to its knees. During a live broadcast, he completed the corporate acquisition of Rick Ross's renowned $100 million promised land estate straight off a government foreclosure auction block. As he declared that Rick Ross was officially homeless, 50 Cent, sitting with a bottle of champagne in one hand and county deed transfer seats in the other, stared directly into the camera and burst out laughing. The $100 million compound is being turned into a public Airbnb rental starting next week, and his opulent vehicles are secured behind new security gates. Rick Ross experienced an emergency late-night panic as MMG officials rushed to halt the expulsion due to the utter humiliation that rocked the entertainment world. The leaked financial records, the live auction video footage, and the horrifying street reaction show that this 15-year blood feud has now reached the point of no return, so stay tuned until the very end of this film. The long 15-year battle between Curtis, 50 Cent, Jackson, and William Leonard Roberts II, often known as Rick Ross, must be understood in order to completely appreciate the scope of this disastrous financial execution. This is not your typical online feud. The rap business has never seen a competition as personal, nasty, and poisonous as this one. Dis-ALS, physical altercations, lawsuits, and constant public mocking were all part of the multi-decade blood feud that started in 2009 after a frosty look at an award event. For more than 15 years, 50 Cent dedicated his personal life to methodically undermining Rick Ross's reputation by continuously making fun of his history, his songs, and his extravagant Big Boss character. For years, Rick Ross sheltered himself behind the unbreakable armor of extraordinary, untouchable riches. The Promised Land, a magnificent 109-room estate on more than 235 expansive acres near Fayetteville, Georgia, was his crown gem. Ross never stopped boasting about this estate. He utilized the mansion as live evidence that he was the ultimate king of luxury rap, recorded important videos there, and hosted huge yearly car and bike events with tens of thousands of paying spectators. As the owner of Georgia's biggest private residential palace, Ross was seen by the public as an untouchable magnate. But beneath the glittering diamond necklaces, opulent foreign ships, and countless bottles of champagne, a dark, oppressive financial storm was simmering in the background. Rumors started to circulate in Georgia real estate circles that the Promised Land was drowning in millions of dollars of unpaid county taxes, municipal utility liens, and balloon mortgage defaults after a series of commercially underperforming album releases, high overhead luxury maintenance costs, and arduous legal disputes. According to insiders, the property was losing about $500,000 a month merely to maintain the enormous grounds and keep the lights on. 50 Cent was stealthily hiding in the shadows, waiting for the precise time when the armor would finally fracture, while Rick Ross tried to present an image of impenetrable riches over social media. 50 Cent was unwilling to outperform Ross on a diss tune. He desired complete devastation on both a financial and psychic level. For months, 50 Cent had been surreptitiously keeping an eye on the Georgia Public Property Registry, using his extensive corporate investment network and top-tier financial advisors. 50 Cent attacked the estate as soon as the county clerk formally issued a notice of foreclosure default. He didn't just purchase the loan in silence. He organized a brutal public display that would reveal Rick Ross's whole legacy in real time to the entire globe. Take the Rick Ross Promised Land Mansion tour to witness the enormous size and opulent features of this storied Georgia plantation that ignited this whole feud. An inside look at the 54,000 square foot mansion and grounds included in this breakdown may be seen in this video. Yesterday night, 50 Cent unexpectedly started an emergency live broadcast captioned "Under Maximum Disrespect, the Real Boss Closing Deals," which caused an explosion. With eerie corporate precision, the scene was framed. 50 Cent was seen on tape sitting in a glass-walled conference room in New York City, surrounded by powerful real estate lawyers, a certified notary public, and computer monitors showing the Georgia County auction webpage in real time. As the computerized countdown counter on the auction screen trickled down to 0, 50 Cent, dressed in a tailored tuxedo, laughed wildly while cracking a bottle of vintage champagne. While the gavel dropped, 50 Cent slapped his fist on the desk and held out a certified county deed transfer document straight to the camera while more than 600,000 people watched the live video. It's finished. For the big boy, it's officially finished. Take a look at this document. Entire payment by cash wire transfer. In my new home, Rick Ross is now an unauthorized squatter. Even if you couldn't pay the property taxes on the promised land, you were out here claiming to be the largest boss. For pennies on the dollar, I purchased your whole existence. Take those buffaloes off my lawn, pack your bags, and head out. The promised acreage will be available for $500 per night on Airbnb starting next week. Ross's master bedroom is yours to sleep in. The entire discussion paused in shock before erupting at thousands of messages per second because the disrespect was so blatant, so deliberate, and so public. 50 Cent did more than simply assert that he purchased the estate. In order to display the repossessed tax parcel identification numbers, bank default filings, and the corporate organization name directly connected to 50 Cent's investment business, his legal counsel provided the stream screen. Subsequently, this financial humiliation became an active, high-stakes situation due to the first disastrous twist. Leaked surveillance footage showed local Georgia Sheriff deputy cruisers arriving at the Fayetteville Estate's main entry gates appeared on private Telegram channels within 45 minutes of the stream's conclusion. Directly across the famous iron gates of the Promised Land, officials were seen in the released video posting an official 24-hour notice of eviction and property vacancy. There was no denying the paper trail. The foreclosure was real. Rick Ross was legally had to leave the property by tomorrow at midnight as the deed had been transferred. Social media went into complete chaos when it was revealed that the most famous home in hip-hop history had been lost to a mortal adversary in a public foreclosure auction. As millions of people recognized that Rick Ross's whole boss empire had just taken the most devastating hit in contemporary society, hashtags like number 50 Cent bought the mansion, hashtag Rick Ross evicted, and hashtag Promised Land Airbnb shot to the top of the global trending charts. 50 Cent greatly miscalculated the explosive, violent pride of the Maybach Group founder if he truly thought Rick Ross would discreetly toss his opulent possessions into moving vans and vanish into the night without a struggle. After being publicly humiliated in front of millions of people, Rick Ross, who has built a 20-year career on being untouchable, launched an instantaneous, insane counterattack. At 1:15 a.m. From what seemed to be the basement wine cellar of the Fayetteville estate, Rick Ross sent out a desperate, emergency broadcast at Eastern Standard Time. Chaotic energy permeated the air. On camera, Ross was clearly upset, with perspiration running down his brow and a half-empty bottle of Bel Air in his hand. His voice wavered between uncontrollably angry and terrified. Ross launched into a frantic, non-stop diatribe, trying to minimize the auction materials, while staring straight into the phone screen. Curtis is deceiving everyone. Don't trust anything that the online clown says. It was a prepared stream. The auction was a scam. William Roberts is the owner of the Promised Land. It was my own blood, sweat, and tears that produced this enterprise. The largest boss cannot be bought out. The Georgia Supreme Court and local registrars have already placed my powerful legal team on an emergency line. Curtis is launching a corporate smear campaign since his own TV shows are dwindling, and the bank made a huge administrative mistake. I am sitting at my home right now. The lights are on. No one is taking me out of my palace, and the gates are shut. Despite Ross's hostile yelling, social media users saw concerning details in the video's backdrop right away. Security guards were seen lugging bulky equipment bags past the entrance. Moving boxes were piled up along the walls, and the distinct sound of automatic perimeter alarms could be heard faintly over the mansion's intercom system. Although Ross was attempting to present an air of unwavering confidence, the visual evidence revealed a picture of sheer terror. Next followed the second astounding turn of events that turned this real estate issue into an existential financial disaster for the MMG company as a whole. 3:45 a.m. The M. An explosive internal note from a significant national commercial banking syndicate was released on private investment forums and prestigious financial blogs at Eastern Standard Time. According to the documents that were released, Rick Ross's whole company portfolio contained an automatic catastrophic cross-default provision activated by the foreclosure of the promised land estate. Ross's operational bank accounts were immediately automatically frozen upon the loss of the deed because the $100 million Fayetteville compound was the main collateral guaranteeing multi-million-dollar lines of credit for Maybach Group's distribution partnerships, independent restaurant franchises, and private aviation leases. The effects were immediate and catastrophic. By dawn, it was reported that a number of well-known MMG artists and management executives were in urgent, private meetings with contract attorneys, in a frantic attempt to find legal departure provisions before court-appointed receivers froze label assets. 50 Cent used the fear to his merciless advantage. 50 Cent sent a fictitious digital promotional flyer on his social media platforms that included an overhead view of the estate's enormous 350,000-gallon swimming pool, a phony Airbnb booking link, and a hilarious remark. Reservations begin on Monday morning. $500 per night. Former bosses served a complimentary continental breakfast. For free valet parking, leave your fancy vehicle keys at the front desk. Watching what seemed to be the final real-time fall of one of the most powerful premium brands in rap history froze the entire hip-hop industry. 50 Cent's live broadcast acquisition of the promised land caused a digital earthquake that split the entertainment business in two, igniting a flurry of arguments on X, TikTok, YouTube, and conventional morning news networks. Tens of millions of views, amusing viral memes, and intensive investigative breakdown videos flooded social media within hours of the deed transfer certificates going public. 50 Cent's execution was considered by most hip-hop experts to be the most brutally brilliant checkmate move in rap rivalry history. 50 Cent recently executed the biggest financial assassination in human history at hiphopfinance_2026. Purchasing your adversary's $100 million mega home directly from a county foreclosure auction and converting it into an Airbnb is an unmatched level of nasty. Officially, the boss persona is no more. Rick Ross rapped about having infinite cartel money, flying private aircraft, and being untouchable for 20 years at CultureWatch_Daily before 50 Cent ejected him on a live broadcast for missing property tax deadlines. This is the most embarrassing script you could ever compose. These Fayette County public property records are 100% authentic at GeorgiaRealEstate_Guru. The deeded owner on file is currently Curtis Jackson's corporate holding company. Legally, Ross is seated in 50 Cent's living room, but his attorneys are free to submit as many emergency restraining orders as they like. This is no longer simply an online feud at Urban Media Unfiltered. In 90 minutes, 50 Cent methodically destroyed the Maybach Group brand. Losing your crown jewel estate to a man who trolled you for 15 years causes irreparable psychological harm. On the opposite side of the digital conflict, however, a fervent group of Southern hip-hop pioneers, corporate civil rights activists, and Rick Ross supporters fiercely retaliated. According to this viewpoint, 50 Cent's predatory acquisition was an immoral, malevolent act of corporate avarice intended to degrade another Black entrepreneur and destroy generational riches for the sole purpose of gaining influence online. 50 Cent is a recognized corporate predator at MMG_forever_boss. It is disgusting to publicly humiliate a Black man who established a worldwide enterprise from the ground up by taking advantage of an administrative bank blunder and predatory municipal tax liens. Rosie will overcome this since he has withstood every blow. The culture at Southern Rap Pioneer shouldn't be commemorating this. Regardless of who purchased it, it is tragic to witness a historic 235-acre Black-owned plantation being taken through corporate loopholes and unscrupulous finance. The streets and will remember that 50 went too far this time. Due to unscrupulous lending practices, tax deed sales and municipal foreclosures are regularly disputed at Real Estate Equity _now. This transaction is overturned in federal court if Ross's legal team can demonstrate that the county failed to provide appropriate notice. Don't write Ross off just yet. On significant nationally syndicated radio programs like The Breakfast Club and Hot 97, the topic reached an explosive boiling point. Callers from Atlanta, New York, and Miami engaged in wild yelling bouts during radio hosts' emergency call-in programs. Reputable real estate attorneys and business experts joined the shows to discuss the disastrous impact this foreclosure would have on Maybach Group's current franchise licensing agreements, beverage sponsorships, and commercial distribution partnerships. Outside the Fayetteville complex, violent mayhem broke out. To handle the major traffic jams jamming the county roads outside the Promised Land gates, local law enforcement had to send out more police troops overnight. In front of the barred iron gates, where the bright yellow eviction notices flapped in the breeze, hundreds of tourists, vloggers, and content creators flocked to the perimeter to take pictures and livestream TikToks. 50 Cent continued to add fuel to the fire on Instagram, making the situation even more unstable. He started publishing fictitious guest reviews from Airbnb users who complained about the North Wing's bad Wi-Fi and made jokes about discovering half-empty bottles of Bel Air beneath the pillows. Waiting for the last shoe to drop in what had turned into an unparalleled corporate street war, the whole hip-hop ecosystem was on edge, precisely split between profound incredulity and pure laughter. A last, astounding surprise surfaced behind closed courtroom doors just when everyone thought 50 Cent had reached the ultimate, unbeatable checkmate against Rick Ross, threatening to plunge this billionaire war into complete, legal and physical pandemonium. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Rick Ross's elite task force of corporate defense and bankruptcy lawyers formally filed emergency federal files in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia. An explosive, multi-page accusation was included in the emergency filing. According to Ross's legal team, predatory insider bidding, false notice violations, and unlawful corporate cooperation between 50 Cent's private holding businesses and municipal tax collection personnel all contributed to the illegal manipulation of the whole county foreclosure auction. Ross's lawyers requested more than a standard review. In addition to freezing 50 Cent's short-term rental operating permits and initiating a formal federal investigation into the financial syndicate that organized the auction, they filed an instant emergency injunction to nullify the deed transfer. Sources close to 50 Cent's camp, however, dropped an even bigger and more dangerous bombshell. According to a court-issued writ of assistance, 50 Cent's private executive protection firm had already taken physical possession of the compound's perimeter gates and outer security stations. Curtis Jackson is reportedly planning to personally land on the property to supervise the complete removal of all remaining MNG assets live on camera, according to leaked flight logs that are making the rounds on aviation tracking forums. 50 Cent's private helicopter was cleared for immediate flight routing directly toward the Fayetteville property's private helipad. The scene outside the Promised Land has turned into a high-stakes standoff, with armed private security teams currently positioned on opposing sides of the estate's main perimeter, a federal judge considering an emergency motion to block the takeover, and 50 Cent en route to the property. Will 50 Cent land on the helipad to carry out the most brutal property takeover in entertainment history, or will the federal court intervene and halt the transfer to preserve Rick Ross's empire at the last minute? The lines of war have been drawn. The next 24 hours will determine who actually owns the Promised Land, and the whole hip-hop business is on high alert. Without a question, this has been the most heinous, heartless, and significant financial conflict we have ever discussed on this channel. I now want to hear straight from you, the most authentic and knowledgeable YouTube community. Did 50 Cent take petty trolling too far by making the Promised Land into an Airbnb joke? Or did he pull off the ultimate executive checkmate by pretending to have purchased Rick Ross's repossessed mega mansion? Do you think Rick Ross's empire is actually in danger of going bankrupt? Or do you think the biggest boss is going to put an end to the rumors and come back stronger than before? When this court battle eventually ends, Who do you think will be in possession of the keys to the 235-acre estate in Fayetteville? Please share your wildest hypotheses, legal forecasts, and responses in the space provided for comments below. I will spend the entire day responding to the most insightful and passionate comments. Click the like button right away if this emergency breakdown utterly blew your mind. It aids in the algorithm's promotion of this outrageous update to hip-hop lovers worldwide. Additionally, click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell immediately if you haven't already. We are following this high-stakes confrontation in real time, and you won't want to miss the exclusive emergency follow-up video that will be released as soon as the chopper lands in Georgia or as soon as the federal court makes a decision regarding Ross's emergency injunction. I appreciate you watching, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the very next video. In front of more than 500,000 people, the